Hey everybody, welcome to Significant Digits. This is just going to be a very short video that's going to describe how to know how many significant digits you have and how to know basically how many digits you should round off to or accuracy in given problems. So here we go. So definition. So how do we find the number of what we call significant digits? Well, the number of significant digits are found by counting digits from left to right, starting with the first non-zero number. So leading zeros do not count. Okay, so let's look at some examples here. So if I have 12,456.34, how many digits? Well, first non-zero, well, that's non-zero. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Everybody counts even after the decimal. So this has 7 significant digits. Okay, what about 0.032? Well, remember, you start with the first non-zero number. So that's a 0, that's a 0. So hey, first non-zero number, 1, 2, that has 2 significant digits. Now there's a little hitch in this. If there is no, emphasis on no, if there is no decimal point, then trailing zeros do not count. For instance, 700 has no decimal point. Therefore, these trailing zeros do not count. Trailing zeros means zeros on the right. So we would have just one significant digit here because these trailing zeros do not count because there was no decimal point. On the contrary to that, 3.00, oh look, decimal point, now I need to take all of these. So if there's a decimal point, trailing zeros count. No decimal point, no trailing zeros count. Okay, think no, no. Also, every expression of digits inside the same scenario should have the same amount of significant digits. So this is what this means. I know that statement was a little confusing. For instance, if you're solving a triangle, right? Like if we think some Pythagorean theorem situation, like suppose you have a right triangle and you're given two sides of the right triangle. This is an extremely common problem. And I'm telling you that this side is 3.2 and I'm telling you that this side is 4.1. The most popular question that's asked, because this is not going to come up to a nice number over here. For those of you guys who have ever done Pythagorean theorem, you know you get like some kind of weird square root, a decimal that like goes on forever. And the most popular question is, how many digits do I round off to? Or how many decimal places should I put? Significant digits answers that question because, well, how many significant digits were already present in the triangle? And in other words, what point of accuracy are we measuring to? Well, in this case of the triangle, we are measuring to 2 significant digits, 2 significant digits. So whatever your answer you get here, you need to have 2 significant digits or 2 sig digs. Okay? Whatever presents in the problem, that's what you need to replicate because they're already telling you, hey, we want our numbers to go to like this degree of accuracy. So your answer needs to also go to that same degree of accuracy. Okay, we're going to do another example if that didn't make sense. So, how many significant digits do the following have? First non-zero number, 1. Sandwich zeros do count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That guy is going to have 5. Oh, sandwich 0, 1, 2, 3. This guy has 3. Sandwich zeros count. There's a decimal point. Leading zeros do not count. Decimal point, right? So 1, 2, 3. There's a trailing 0. I have a decimal point, so it does count. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's no decimal point here, right? That's a comma. So first non-zero number you count, but now trailing zeros do not count. There is 1 significant digit there. Okay, now what about this? So your problem contains the number 24.3. Whatever problem it is, whatever scenario it is, whatever's already been measured, you are presented with the number 24.3. So how many significant digits did all your other numbers contain? So you have a problem or a scenario, whatever it have be, you were presented with 24.3. You do your calculations, whatever, make sure your answer contains 3 significant digits. And this will always answer the question of, well, how far do I round off of? Well, how many decimal points do you want? Well, look at how many you have already. Well, if the problem contained something that had 3 significant digits, then your answer also needs to contain 3 significant digits, which means you need to round it off wherever you need to round it off, or include decimal trailing zeros where you need to include decimal trailing zeros. Okay, but your answer needs to have 3 significant digits some way, somehow. Okay? So I know that was a short video. I hope that cleared up significant digits. I know sometimes it can be a little confusing. So if you have any follow-up questions, please make sure you're asking. I'd be happy to answer any of them for you guys. Okay? Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time.